when you look at each one of these genres and their life philosophy, you see that they form a ladder, what I call a ladder of enlightenment. And, that can be very touchy-feely, but it's not. It's really quite real in the sense that each of these genres, what they tell us is very valuable unto itself. And that's why in the book I say that it's not that one genre is better than the other. We need to understand the life philosophy that all the genres give us. But what's interesting is if you look at them in a sequence, you begin with horror, which is the most basic level of all story forms, because horror is about how do you confront death? How do we deal with the fact that we are all mortal beings? And then the next step above that is action. Action is the most basic of the human story forms because it's all about act or don't act. And its basic philosophy is 90% of success is simply taking action. And the action story is about doing things well versus doing them poorly. How do you win? And that's why the deeper subject matter of action is success. So I work through all of these different genres, again, providing the plot beats, but then also talking about this larger life philosophy that's really embedded in the story and that you as the writer need to express in that story if you're going to get the most out of it. And so when you get to the top of the ladder, the final three that I talk about are fantasy, which is really about the art of living, and then detective and thriller, which is really about the mind and the truth, and how do we know something is true. And I end with love, because love is about the art of happiness. Love gives us the recipe for how to live successfully every day. And what it says is the way you live successfully every day is you learn the moral act of love. It's not about the emotion. Yes, that's got to be there for a great love story. But what's really happening over the course of the love story is to learn how to love another person so that that unit, that combination makes a greater life for both people.
And how interesting that, in a medium where we're always talking about character arc, that the reader themselves, as they read this, is going to be taken through this character arc from horror to love.
Yes. That's great. That's a great point. I tell you, I never thought of that. That is absolutely so true. That is just great. I love that.